of derivatives, and that is financial derivatives. So in this lecture I will just go through a quick revision, um, so that we can brush up the things what we have studied in our classes till date. Financial derivatives, these are contracts. The, and derivatives are financial instruments which actually derive their value from the underlying asset. Underlying is also called as base or underlying. So based on what type of underlying a instrument is having, we classify different type of derivative instruments. For example, if a derivative is having financial instruments like stocks, shares, equity, debts, so we call them as financial derivatives. On the other hand, when underlying is a commodity, so we classify them as commodity derivatives. Then commodity derivatives can further be classified into energies which have crude oil or natural gas as underlying, or metals which have gold, silver, etc. as underlying, or agriculture derivatives like we have agriculture commodities as underlying. So we know this. Then uh, we know particularly there are three type of participants or traders in the derivative markets, which we called as hedgers, speculators, and arbitragers. So hedgers are actually risk averse people, means they try to minimize their risk by entering into the derivative market, particularly our importers and exporters, those people who are in trade and business, and particularly banks, financial instruments. In order to minimize their financial risks, they go and trade in a derivative market so that they can ascertain their future cash flows. On the other hand, there are people like speculators. These are the person who just want to earn more and more profit out of their dealing in the financial derivative. So they just increase, or they provide the liquidity and depth to the market. Means due to their participation in the market become more liquid. Means buying and selling becomes more easy because they are participating, and their sole objective is just to earn profits. On the other hand, there are a third participant which are called as arbitrators, and the main purpose of arbitrators is just to exploit the market imperfections, and particularly imperfections related with the price. What they actually are doing, they are simultaneously trading in two or three markets. So any price discrimination between one market and another market, so they will buy cheap and sell expensive. Out of this, they earn extraordinary profitability, particularly in derivative markets. Although main purpose of derivatives is risk management, but we see most of the people are speculators in the derivative market, and that's why many a time derivative markets become very volatile. So on the other hand, arbitrages involves making profits from relative mispricing. Mispricing means price of one contract is different in one market. For example, price of dhania derivative contract is different in MCX, and same is different in NCDX and other markets. So arbitrageurs also make market more liquid. Means they are buying and selling, so it become more liquid, ensure accuracy, uniform pricing, and enhance price stability. Because when there is price instability between the two markets, so arbitrageurs will always come to play until the time the market imperfection is minimized. So they are also help in uniforming the price. They are also helping to not only bringing uniformity but also helping in price discovery. Price discovery is a little technical topic, so we will come to it later on in the next, or after 3 4 classes we will come to it. These our markets, derivative markets, can be of two types. Means financial market, one is over the counter where buying and selling takes place immediately. Means you get the immediate delivery of the instrument you are purchasing. And on the other hand, derivative market is exchange traded market. So particularly derivative market is exchange traded market, means it's a market for future delivery. For example, if we want to buy derivatives for a 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, so we are not going to get the underlying or derivative contract immediately after 2 days. We will get after a particular time in a future date. So it is a exchange traded. It's a not a spot market. It's a market for futures. मीन्स फ्यूचर में उसकी आपको डिलीवरी मिलेगी, उससे पहले आपको डिलीवरी नहीं मिलेगी. Then what are the economic benefits of derivative? Derivatives has been in Indian economy from the time immemorial. We read it is there from the time of Arthashastra and like that. But formalization of derivatives took place only in the later 90s or in the beginning of 2002 2003, when the government came up with commodity exchanges like MCX was formed, NCDX was formed, and there was a regulatory authority which is called as Forward Market Commission, which was regulating all these activities, because derivative has been very critical for the economy of a nation as well. So Forward Market Commission was also merged with Security and Exchange Board of India in 2015, and today the derivative market in India is totally regulated by SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India, which you know was formed in 1988 and got its statutory power in 1992 during the LPG policy was formed by the Indian government. So derivative has been very successful over the years. If we go through its data, we see that from 2003 derivatives have grown exponentially, and till date derivative has surpassed all the markets, and derivative trading in India is far more than other financial instruments in the financial markets. So main purpose, they are helping in risk management. Importer and exporter can manage their risk, and liquidity in the market because underlying asset is there, so different type of underlying. Plus today everything is in dematerialized form due to the formation of ICT. There is a low transaction cost. You sitting at home, you can purchase derivatives. It enhances liquidity, price discovery process. It helps to form better portfolio management, means more portfolio means diversification. You have different type of financial instruments, so you can diversify. So whenever there is diversification, risk is minimized. Simple theory of portfolio management. And it also provide pricing signals to the signals of market movements, means how market is going to behave, because it is you are fixing a particular price for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months in a derivative contract. So in this you get a price signal that what is going to be the price of underlying after 3 months, 2 months or 5 months. So accordingly you get a pricing signal in future. So it also helps in financial integration of the market, so which is very important. uh, so we know basically there are four type of derivatives: uh, forwards, futures, options and swaps. On the other hand, today we have different type of other derivatives as well, because these are called as basic derivatives. We have complex derivatives too, which are also called as exotic derivatives, but these are not in our syllabus, so we will concentrate our discussion towards forward, future and option. So forwards is a contract between two parties, one is buyer and another is seller. So it is over the counter. Buy means two parties are required in forward contract for buying and selling a particular commodity for a future date. So for example, there is a farmer which agrees to sell 500 kg of wheat for bread to a bread maker. On the other hand, bread maker will pay him 20,000 rupees after the expiry of 3 months. So see, this is a simple example of a forward contract. Risk in forward contract is very high as there is no guarantee, because only two parties are involved. There is no clearing house is not there, no bank is not there, no exchange is there. So credit risk is always there. Operation risk, whether the other person is able to perform or not, is always there. Liquidity is always a concern, whether other. So overall financial risk is very important in case of forward contract, because both the parties, someone can default, so it is very risky form of contract.